I think I want to hit him with the $100 keys, man. Should we do it now? This is gonna be a big one here, but we're gonna try to bust through it quick. What do you think?
$100 keys.
Right?
It's a little off-putting. Like, whoa, $100.
I mean, let's talk about it because you have dipped your toe in the collectible market way more now than ever. So we've talked about dollar bin keys. We talked about $10 keys, $20 keys, $50 keys, and we kind of alternate between all of these kind of things. But what I want to know from you, Ryan, is there a difference in your quest of acquiring more and more books when you look at a $20 or $50 price tag for a book? Are you thinking something different than when you are going to drop $100?
It's only happened to me once. My only quest is to get every Green Lantern book, which you may or may not have heard by now. I'm a Green Lantern fan. I want to get every Green Lantern comic that's ever been made. We'll see if I ever accomplish all of that. Don't know if I will, but we'll see. Last Comic-Con we were at, Emerald City, at the end of last year, 2021, I decided, since it's a convention, I'm going to have more chances to secure older books here. I figured I would take $100 out on the floor and try to get the biggest book I could with that price point.
Right.
I ended up getting two $50 books. I would have liked one $100 one, but I couldn't find one good enough that I wanted, and it was a whole thing. But
so I want to dive into that feeling, Ryan.
Yeah.
Fire Guy Ryan in the house, by the way. Hit the like and subscribe button. So that feeling, the $100 marker, that's when things start getting real, is kind of what I'm hearing you say.
Sure, yeah.
You want to find the right thing. And some of those right things are going to be different for everybody, right? So if you're looking to add something to your PC, and let's just keep Green Lantern as an example. HBO Max, Green Lantern's coming. We're going to hear more information on that. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed or doesn't get canceled, right? Like things happen, right? They just canceled the Wonder Twins stuff. But Green Lantern is a big property and has so much potential. So if they announce that Jon Stewart for sure is going to lead the show, let's just say, throwing this out there, that book is going to go nuts. It's going to go nuclear, more than it already has, right? And that comic book now has just become a book that maybe as a collector who wants to add it to your PC, it's not the time to get it. Because, hey, they made an announcement. This book is shut the hell up. Now, if you're going to pull a Darth Vader on us, and there is a Dr. Afro effect where now it's 2 years have gone and the book has dropped $200 in price for your target grade you're after, now's a great time, which is why I gave you that prior recommendation. So there are certain times to act, but other times to maybe hold back, wait, because there may be a lull. You may get it while it's in that lull when people aren't watching. But also, what goes into this decision in the first place? Are you trying to add it to your PC, or are you trying to speculate, have some comeuppance, or, perfect the hunt? Because that's actually really where you're going to find most of these decisions happening. It's less about I'm looking for one book at this price range and more about which books do I want to consider at that price range because it maybe seems safe. Maybe you think you can get your investment back easily and it has good potential of going up. But what you don't want to do is buy a $100 book, worst case scenario, and then see that it's selling on eBay for $25. That feeling, that face you just made, that is it personified. That is worst case scenario. So what I've done, hit the like and subscribe button, Comic Fam. Comic Fam, we got over 140 people here today and there's only 70 likes. Don't make me stop the show. I'll take the chat off.
Don't do it. He will.
Go hit the like button.
It's embarrassing and awkward and
I'm
uncomfortable.
about to give you guys an insight in my brain. I picked 10 $100 keys that when I'm out at comic stores, at conventions, if I see them in the grade that I like, I pull the trigger and I don't even think anything about it. $100. Good. I'm feeling confident. I'm going to give them to you right now. Go hit the like button and let's start into it. Let's jump into it at number 10. Powered by the best comic app in existence, Key Collector Comics. Use code TOM101 on the best app to buy and to learn about funny books, to research funny books, to get full categories so that it can organize what you should be paying attention to, news, key alerts, get suggested pricing, catalog your books, and get approximate collection pricing. I am like fumbling over words because I'm so excited because this is something that we don't typically do. But I had to go through because $100 keys, ooh. It's one thing to be like, here's a $10 book, here's a dollar bin book, because hey, if something goes wrong, what? You lost $1.
Sure.
$100. If I'm wrong about one of these books and it fails, someone's gonna be pointing me to this video going, Tom, you let me wrong. And I don't do that on this channel. 4 years I'm running.
There's a different angle to these books in particular. When we looked at, we kind of previewed some of them for me before this show, and a lot of them we look at, and I'm surprised that they're here.
All right, let's do it.
That's a different angle, I think.
Exiles number 3, $100. First appearance of Peggy Carter as Captain America. First off, it's a comic book, right? Like when you saw this list, you saw this book, the first thing you said is, that made sense.
Yep.
So,
I just like it because it's got that cartoon Wolverine on the front too. I love that guy, regardless of Peggy Carter and all that. She's cool, but I love this cute little animated Wolverine down at the bottom.
absolutely. This right here is another out of continuity type of situation. And I want to point everyone towards, because a lot of people are going to be like, yo, Captain Carter, right? Or first Peggy Carter, good luck, right? But when you look at Jane Foster, first Thor, there are so many key comic books that you can point to in regards to which is going to be the most similar to what we're about to see in Thor Love and Thunder in like a week, by the way.
You serious?
Yeah, it's like coming out in like a week. So,
Damn.
With
Okay.
that said, with all the spec happening and all the variants and all the low print, there's a lot of them. Second, third, fourth printings. True believers, yo. All these variants that are in like the modern times of Jane Foster Thor, it all goes back to What If. Always. It always goes back to What If, because that is the book that at every convention, every dealer, they'll look at Peggy Carter's 9/8, you know, they'll look at these Jason Aaron Keys, right? Of course they'll do all this. But they don't look at them the same as they look at that What If. And Collector's Zone either. Even if it's out of continuity, even if she didn't call herself Thor, she called herself Thordis. You know, what if Jane Foster lifts Mjolnir? That OG What If book reigns supreme. That is her key. This right here is Peggy Carter's. This is what's going to happen. It's already happened. Let me show you some more pricing here because there's variance to it. If I were to put money down on a book that was more than $100, I'm giving you some added comics to add to the list. This is more than 10. Hit the like button. We have Exiles 3, the 1 in 10 from 2018. This is the Rosie the Riveter cover. It's just classy as all hell, man. She looks powerful. Also, there is another cover that she's on, but it doesn't sell as well as the other. And this is one of those things where I got to just point to it. The cover matters for certain keys. There's different layers to, it's another month? Oh my gosh, maybe I'm way off here.
It's Miss Marvel that starts like tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, I'm doing like a whole...
That came up on me too.
Oh my gosh, my Whatnot stream is all about Jane Foster next week. I probably scheduled it way too soon. Okay.
Whoopsie.
Here we go. So Exiles number 3, we have a 1 in 25 variant that sells for less than the 1 in 10. This right here proves cover art matters on these types of keys, especially when they're out of continuity.
She's like in the background. Yeah, it's definitely weird.
She's there.
Namor being weird.
This is the first appearance. This is also, as Captain America, but this is also the first, like, the scarcest variant of the batch, and this sells for less than the Rosie the Riveter. So sometimes you got to go with your gut, is what I'm saying. All right, let's keep it going. Safe bet, $100 all day long. All day long.
Sure.
Darth Vader 6. First appearance of the Grand Inquisitor. First appearance of the Inquisitorius. Yep. First appearance of the team as well. $100, but $100. But get this. Back in March, when we knew this was coming, $600 at a 9.8. Dropped to $400 earlier this month. Remember what I told you?
Yeah.
Got to wait sometimes. Sometimes it's, depending on the hype, it may keep going up and climb. But some characters you got to assess. This is one where I would reach out to one of my homies, like Nate Johnson or something, someone who really knows their Star Wars, because I don't know it as well as they do. And know that, okay, this is like, it's an important thing, but how they handle it is also going to be important on whether or not it's going to maintain. This book has dropped under $300 this month. Why would that be, Ryan? At a 9.8.
This character was introduced in the Obi-Wan show
Yep.
and then immediately killed in the second episode.
Yes.
Supposedly, even though he appears in canon later on, which
That's
implies that this death is not real. But that's a good point on making sure you are keeping a close eye on stuff and ready to pull the trigger at any time, because this is a brief lull in what we can assume will spike back up once this character reappears, hopefully, because he was a really cool, scary dude. I'm kind of surprised they got rid of him so early, and I'm hoping he comes back. I thought he was a cool villain in this show.
He's too strong to not come back. The odds of them creating another type of
Like
character
his twin brother?
just like that is,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, they've done crazier stuff, man, but like, who knows? I don't think so. He was in Rebels, which takes place later, so he'll come back. That's the only reason why I think people would be seeing, like, why we're seeing these comic sales go under market, because I think the people who are speccing on this book are holding. They're probably not buying more when they should be. Possibly. Great opportunity. But I'll tell you one thing. If I'm not getting a $300 book at 9.8, because I think that's a good deal, by the way. If you can get it for $300 all day long, especially where we're at right now, it's a good risky bet. But $100 for a high grade copy on a difficult to secure in that grade because of that black cover? Easy choice. Easy choice. Let's keep it going. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur #1 goes for $100 right now. That doesn't even make sense.
This was my first biggest, like, what the hell is this doing in here? I feel like I thought she was more, popular or valuable or rare than this.
It's because of how long it's taken for the show to debut. And the show is going to be wild.
An animated series. Oh, obviously they can't get a real dinosaur, but like a cartoon of this has potential to be just wacky as all hell.
I think so too. I also think that
that white cover though.
White cover. Yes, man. I'm glad you said that because I have owned this comic book many times. I've never graded the copies I've gotten because they've all had problems. Print rub is notorious on this. The spine, I remember I think it has I could be wrong, but I think it's a little bit bigger in size. I could be wrong about that. Butch is jumping on me right now. Shout out to Comic Butch. There is a variant to this, and here's another lesson for variant covers. Got to go with your gut. This is cover A, and I think this is a classic cover. Fans of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, new fans of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, when the media mainstream goes viral with talking about this show, if it's really good, which I think they're going to use this cover to market it. They're going to be like, from the comic book, and they're going to use this image. What image they won't use is the variant that's rarer, and it's a 1 in 25. And this book does go for more money, $350, because it's a 1 in 25. But here's the thing. The second print is the same as the first, different trade dress, and it goes for $150. It goes for more than cover A. This book in high grade is going to be so damn tough. And we're in a world now where people don't really care about it being released shortly after cover A. People forget and they just think about the year it came out and go, yep. Can you take it off? Awesome.
Sorry, dude.
So let's do this, man. Keeping it going. Comic books in the house, but we have Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur. Also, the Jeffrey Vereggi cover. Another example of variants that you would assume that a hip hop variant would do really well, but the homage that it's to Summertime by Vince Staples. Is it Summertime 06?
Yeah.
This is so minimal and negative space it's a negative space cover that it just doesn't land as well. Thus, the second print sells for more.
Yeah, this one isn't very exciting unless you're a giant fan of this original art, the actual album that this is homaging, or if you're collecting the entire run of hip hop stuff.
But shout out to Jeffrey Vereggi. I hope he's doing well because an amazing artist in the PNW. All right, keeping it going. Marvel Team Up 95, first appearance of Bobby Morse as Mockingbird, 1980. It's an older book, right? But dude, all the spec it's just lining up too perfectly for Hawkeye's wife to be Mockingbird in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that the day that happens, this book is not only going to maintain what it's hit at its heights, it's going to go up. And this is a book that a lot of people love. Just like the look of it. You got Spider-Man on the cover, Mockingbird on the cover. It's just a perfect storm.
I like that cool green too. Like just the actual color of it is nice.
Right.
Wasn't she his wife in the MCU? Isn't she like an ex-agent of some kind, right? Aren't there like hints of her being like something? I don't remember Hawkeye very well, the show, but like
really good at figuring information out. Like she's not just
she's
the
there
stay-at-home
a little
wife
too. Yeah,
that they kind of alluded to.
A lot of times they'll do like, here's my significant other. She isn't my wife the greatest, and you get like 1, maybe 2 scenes with her, but she pops in a lot.
She's part of the narrative, man.
What are you doing here still?
Yeah,
there's something's going. You're here too much to be a nobody character. Like,
Don't forget. Lulls. Again, there's going to be times. There were so many delays. You got to consider, imagine if Hawkeye came out a year prior and where we would be now. It's going to come up and surprise you, these types of things. Because the comic market is going to do what the market is going to do. Disney's going to do what they're going to do. It takes just one moment in time, one cameo, one announcement. Anything can happen. So keep an eye out for Marvel Team Up. $100 high grade. Keep an eye out because this green cover that goes into kind of a lighter background towards the bottom, it gets color break so easily. You'd think it would be easier than just a solid black cover, but to me, it's essentially the same. It sticks out just as bad, which is kind of weird. It's just like some comics, you just got to have handled them multiple times to know this, but this one is a tough book. All right, moving on to Strange Academy #1. This is a 2020 run. Humberto Ramos, Scotty Young. One of the most spec'd on books with no hype being added on, no fires being stoked from any speculation, any rumor mill, any insider dishing out info and leaks.
It's not optioned or anything.
This right here is purely speculation from the comic community who know when they spot a good comic that is perfect for a larger general audience, that would be perfect for the screen.
There are certain books in recent history that I kind of really regret not getting. This is definitely one of them. I let my prejudice against magic stuff. I'm not even going to get that book. It's for kids. It's about magic stuff. Pass.
Same. Not my favorite thing. Sorcery isn't my favorite, especially horror kind of sorcery, and comedy gets mixed into that a lot.
I've heard nothing but good things about this run, and Scotty Young as a writer, I actually like his writing a lot more than his art, for me personally. But
it's the sorcery doesn't. Sorcery is what brings the team together, like all the kids. Yeah. But this right here is the closest thing to like the School of Mutants, that you get in comics. It's ongoing right now, and they just stopped the. What'd they say? The semester is over for the run. They're starting it back up with a second semester, or is it
a new number one? Probably is that what they're doing?
Yeah, it's a new number one, but it's like another. It's another season. It's
sophomore year or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. But this is like the closest thing to Harry Potter in Marvel Comics that we have right now. And I'll tell you, if Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur is as good as it is, that's why you're seeing this book go for $100 damn in near mint. And
all
side
those
note,
first appearances too.
Dude, look at the list.
Yeah.
Ah, damn. So, 15 variants listed on Key Collector. If you look at the bottom right of this screen, let me see if I can bring it up here for you. It's right by Ryan. I can't do it. But on the bottom, here, actually, I'll make it small for you. That's a better way to do it. Making it small. Oh my God, it's so small. Ryan, above your head, it says right here, I can't get you off this damn screen. It says view variants. That's how you check the other variants here, so you don't miss any, because we're not going to go through all of them. We're going to highlight some of the bigger ones to kind of prove our point. So this is Strange Academy #1. White cover, lots of print rub, but it was also printed pretty, there's a lot of people who ordered this book, but they did go to multiple printings. So go for a 9.8 if you're going to go for it. But take a look at this. I have 2 variants to highlight from this run that you should consider. This one's expensive, but this is the most expensive one that seems like it's going to go the distance long term. So if you're looking for an entry $100 copy, you want to be conservative, you're not going to feel really worried about the book. I think you're going to always be able to get $100 plus or minus $20 for that book, because the spec is so damn spicy. But the variant, this is where you're taking some risks, all right? Because average high sales of 280, 9.8s are going to be going to the moon. But this variant cover is a Breakfast Club homage, and it's a 1 in 50. So it's the rarest of the batch, as far as incentives go. But it's also a classic movie homage. So that's one to be considering, because it is clearly already outshined the others. But there is one that sells for a lot of money that could go the distance further than Strange Academy, the 1 in 50. You ready for it, Ryan?
I think so. Oh, no, I wasn't ready.
It's a store variant, which is a very strange thing to say, but selling for equal amounts. The Virgin copy by Peach Momoko coming out in the same time. It's Strange Academy #1, features Magic on the cover by one of the most popular artists of our generation. We have Magic, Peach Momoko. This one right here is the potential variant Grail. In my opinion, I could be wrong about this. The fact that it's selling for as much as the 1 in 50 variant, and it's a Magic Peach Momoko cover. You have the layers of keyworthiness here that would attract multiple buyers. This one right here can surprise the entire community. Long term.
It's a perfect storm for you, especially. You love Magic. You love Peach.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Peach fan. She's hit or miss for me, but I love this one. I love the background here. It's like almost like a glitter effect or something. It's not a plain white background. It's got like some kind of grit or texture to it.
That's right.
The sword.
Everything.
It's got like flames on it or something.
All the dots and the paint splatter.
Yep.
It's so cool.
I'm into it.
Shout out Peach Momoko. All right. Next one on the list. We're supposed to be going through numbers here. So this one right here, that was number 6. So this is number 5. Halfway through the list. Let's pick it up a little bit. Black Panther 1, April 2009. First cover appearance of Shuri as Black Panther. This is a tough book in high grade. This is like what, mid 2000s era?
Dark Reign. Yeah. So like right around the turn of the 2010s.
Not the greatest. Not the greatest time for paper quality, but
better than sometimes.
Yeah,
I believe they progressed beyond the crappy newspaper era of the
for sure,
the older years.
But this one right here is just a classic key book that, yes, there is rumors that we may not see Shuri take on the mantle of Black Panther, but I think that's what really people want. And if it doesn't play out, how will this book do long term? It may see some lulls, but what I'm saying here is that $100 for this book is what this book deserves to be. So if it does see lulls because she doesn't take on the mantle right now, just wait. Maybe she'll take on the mantle another time. But I don't see the prices going for far less than what they are right now for this book. And that's one of these areas of sometimes you're just buying and you have to go with your gut. If you go to the store and you're looking for 10 things, what are the odds that the LCS is going to have all those 10 things? You may get lucky if there's one of these things. You are even luckier if they're a higher grade, right? You're buying them off eBay. You may get lucky with a gorgeous copy that can grade at 9.8, or they may ship it crappily. You may get dinged on the way in. Maybe they didn't take very good pictures and now it's actually an 8.5. So you're taking risks no matter what in this industry, right? However, this book seems like a book that if you decide you want to get out of, I think it's going to go for $100 no matter what. Especially considering you got the J. Scott Campbell effect, hot damn.
That's true. This is a J. Scott Campbell cover.
There we go. So you have the...
Should have been able to tell by that microscopic waist she has. Yeah,
for real. This right here is a thing. Like Comic Karma's a thing. The J. Scott Campbell effect is real.
Equally powerful.
Oh, dude.
If not more so.
I would say more so.
Nah, we're stronger.
No, you're right. But when J. Scott Campbell's on the cover, there's an added layer of assurity that you are going to be in good hands because the J. Scott Campbell fans are ravenous. Point in case, this book goes for $100. There are variants to this comic book. You want to know the rarest variant of this book? It's the same cover, sketched and in color. It's like a half-half sketch, black and white cover, but Shuri is in full black. We have the J. Scott Campbell sketch variant. $1.3 thousand high average sales, hot damn. If that doesn't prove that when you have a J. Scott Campbell key and there's any level of risk, if J. Scott Campbell didn't do this cover, I would not be going on the mic right now to say, True. Everybody, Shuri may or may not happen, $100 feel good about it. I wouldn't say it. I would have put something else on there that seemed a bit safer because I'm trying to steer the community right. This right here proves that the J. Scott Campbell effect is so damn real that you can have a layer of just peace of mind that you'll be in good hands. It's not going to steer you wrong, comic fam. Next on the list at number 4. Web of Spider-Man, number 118. Some members are going, wait a minute, what's going on? What happened? Is there more Ben Reilly spec right now? No. Not really. I mean, he's a villain right now. We just got this, whole arc where he goes full, crazy.
The end of the last writer, the last volume of Spider-Man.
I didn't hate it. I kind of enjoyed it. A lot of people didn't like it, but I liked it.
I did too. The Beyond stuff?
Yeah, the Beyond stuff. This comic book, $100, high average sales. There are a lot of members in the nostalgia cycle right now. People who just turned 30, 32, 33. There's a lot of members in their 40s who were into comics as young adults who found favor to Ben Reilly. There's a lot of people who like Ben Reilly. What's funny is that there's not a whole lot of good Ben Reilly, but they always feel let down because they're waiting for real good Ben Reilly because they really like the character and they want it to be done right. They believe in Ben Reilly. I have a lot of friends who I'll just chat with, just comic fan members, dealers, people who've been collecting comics for 10, 20 years. And this is one of the most common comic books that I get told that they want in a 9.8. And I'm like, really? Like more than 5 people, different people that don't know each other in my life right now. If I had a 9.8 Web of Spider-Man number 118, I can think of multiple people that I can hit up and go, you want this book? And they pay top dollar for it right now.
It's interesting. I've never read the Clone Saga, but all I've ever heard is how bad it is.
Yep.
And
That's
how
exactly
people
my
hate
point.
it, hate Ben Reilly, hate
That's
the Clone
what I'm
Saga.
saying.
You
But-
fast forward 30 years and now everybody wants it.
That hate?
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Star Wars prequels.
Whoa. Hayden Christensen.
Exactly.
Everybody's rejoicing right now.
Exactly.
Hayden Christensen this. Oh my gosh, standing ovation, he's back. We've been waiting for... Never?
Right?
No one. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. So I'll stand back and I'm assessing the fandom. I'm not wrong about this. Comic fan in the chat, let me know. How surprised are you that everyone was so excited about Hayden Christensen reprising his role when no one liked him in the prequels? But that's the thing. Nostalgia's a hell of a thing.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Ben Reilly. Clone
Same
Saga.
thing.
Same thing, going full circle. Hot damn, comic fam, there's some damn good comic book content. Let's do it. All right, we got...
This blew my mind.
Yeah, man.
Why is this? I thought this was a mistake. You accidentally put the wrong photo in here. This $100 for a high grade copy of this.
Iron Man 128, Demon in a Bottle. I'm just warning the community. Up until now, I'll say like grab it if it's $100 because I think it's a good deal. So some risks, always. But numbers 3, 2, and 1 shouldn't be on this damn list because they should sell for more. I said it. Iron Man 128, 1979, classic as all hell cover. This is one of those comic books that when people learn about it and they're new to collecting, they say, I want to save up and buy that. I don't care if it's in VG. It's a damn great book, man. One of the most pivotal moments for Tony Stark, who's like the leader of the Avengers.
Maybe the most pivotal storyline for him, you know? There's not a whole, like, there's not a breadth of, you know, crazy Iron Man plot lines that everyone loves and goes back to year after year, but like...
That's what I'm talking about, dude.
The alcoholism is a key. It's actually having a lot of ripple effects in the current Iron Man right now, his addiction.
Oh, man, this is what it's about, comic fam. OG comics that are trying to compete with modern era variants that are selling for the same. Not all keys are alike, of course. This key should be selling for more money than it does. I don't even have to buy some on this one. It's just this
right.
Is a
if I saw
badass
this for
comic book.
$100, even I would buy it as somebody who doesn't really even care for keys.
As someone who says, like, when I go to a convention, what should I look for you? Like, what should I look out for you, Ryan? And you just go, just Green Lantern, you know?
Green Lantern stuff.
But if you were at the show and you saw this, you'd be like, oh, screw it, I'm gonna get this book.
$100 for this? Yeah. For me personally.
That's what I'm talking about. Always fluctuates as our member Random Abyss. No, that wasn't Random Abyss. It was Finite Joy. Yep. It fluctuates and it shouldn't. This should be just cemented as an amazing key book that people hunt for because it's damn cool. Next one on the list, ASM 298. Okay. Again, I'm hitting you with some big ones here. This book should be worth more than $100. Cameo appearance of Venom. 9.8s, $1,000. $100 for lower grade copies. High average sale. This comic is the first ASM Todd McFarlane book. You have McFarlane all over this damn cover. Changing comics forever, essentially. And I'll do you one step further. Add another book to this list that I'm not even going to show on the screen because we have McFarlane greatness on the screen right now. ASM 299. Last 9.8 sale, $700. Second McFarlane cover. First appearance of Venom in a comic in full, according to Todd McFarlane. According to me. According to a lot of people. Except for Wizard, which caused it to push to 300. Listen to the interview that we did with Todd McFarlane. He'll talk to you about that. How are both of these books sell for under $100? They shouldn't. This is part of the trifecta. They're huge books, and it's one of the first things people try to get and collect beyond a milestone issue. Enough said with that one. Last but not least, number one on my list, Wolverine number 1, first solo series in an ongoing solo series, not the limited series, Frank Miller.
First ongoing solos. Okay.
First
gotcha.
ongoing solo, Wolverine number 1, first as Patch in that like classic black Wolverine costume. 1988, I sit in front of a newsstand copy, which you can secure right now, not mine, but like in the marketplace for under like $800 right now. And this right here is just more words of advice. It's not just about the specific book that you're banking on. It's the corresponding keys that when those go up, there's going to be, the floor is going to lift, the ones that are surrounding it. And the books that surround Hulk 181, which has become easily the most sought after Bronze Age comic book of all time, is going to be like, yeah, Hulk 180. Yeah, of course. But you have the limited series by Frank Miller.
Can't have this discussion again. Move on past 180.
I know, right?
We'll get
Ryan, you don't even agree with the community. We're not going to get into it. But then you have Frank Miller, limited series number 1, that classic, he's like, come to me kind of cover. And then we have Wolverine number 1 in his solo series. This is what it's about. So Shout out to all the Comic Fam members in the chat who are going, this is cheap, 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 cheap. Come on. They agree. It's amazing what we're doing here, Comic Fam. We're supplying you with so much ammunition. We're gonna take you there.
I just thought this whole section was interesting, man. A lot of these books felt like they did not belong on that list.
That's what I try to do, Comic Fam. I try to make it so that you guys know what's up.